Hey guys, Tammy's back. So today I'm going to talk about The Bed We Made by Ivy Symone. First off, it's the first book I'm ever reading by this author. I saw a lot of people talking about it, so I asked one of my author friends about it, and she suggested I read it. At first, I was a little bit skeptical because even though I know I shouldn't be expecting it, but I really wanted a happy ending in this book. But unfortunately, that's and I saw a lot of people talking about it, so I was like, oh, I should read it because I'm gonna be disappointed. But nope, I was wrong. I was not disappointed whatsoever. This book was everything and a bag of chips, as most as they used to say. Anyway, so as I said, the book today I'm going to talk about is The Bed We Made by Ivy Simone. The main characters are Assad and Nisi, aka Nini. She has many friends in the book. She has Tammy, Elsa, and Shay. Aside friends are Ditto, Zeno, I don't know how you pronounce that name. Dohbi, something like that. I'm just gonna call him B. And we or Wu. I have no. I'm sorry. I'm really bad about pronouncing the name. Anyway, so the book is basically about Assad and Nini. Nini has 11 years older than Assad. Assad loved Nini since he was 9. He was like a little kid infatuation. Nini unfortunately was married to his uncle at the time, and he never gave up loving on her. So the minute he turned 18, actually the day before he turned 18, he went up to her. It's like, I'm about to be legal now, so I'm coming for you. She's like, what? What do you mean you coming for me? I thought that was funny at first. I'm like, oh my God, this little kid, like he's still 9 years later, he's still infatuated with her, and he basically he fell in love with her ever since he was 9, and he still loved her up to this day, and he was like 28 now. So Nini was basically the love that he, no matter what, she was his and he loved her. However, as I said, she was married to his uncle, and he could not stand his uncle. His uncle's name is Travion, and I don't like, not Travion, Tavion. I do not like him. I did not like him from the get-go. He's just like, he cheated on Nini. He's basically, he's not there as a husband. He's not very manly. He's very you do it yourself. Oh, I have a flat tire, can you change it? No, call AAA, you have it. Like, no, you're supposed to be the man of the house. You're my husband. You're supposed to take care of me, right? Not Tavion. He was just a hot mess and trifling. So you see him in the book, and I'm like, okay, I can't stand this guy. He wants his cake and eat it too. And I was like, ah, can't stand you. So back to Assad and Nini. So Nini knew Assad loved her from the get-go, and Assad, he was not scared to tell her his feeling, even though he was messing around with other girls because she was married. So eventually they slept together when he was 18. Then they slept together at Thanksgiving. I'm not sure how many years difference was that. Maybe about 6 years. Maybe when he was 22. And they slept together the day before he went to prison. The day he slept with her, the day before he went to prison, was she found out that her husband fathered another child, and she wanted to basically, she was upset, and she's like, well, since you went out there and cheat, I'm gonna go out there and do it too. So he said, okay, you get this one free pass. So he came when she cheated. He didn't know who she cheated with, and then she basically went to a side club. So she knew he was gonna be there. He basically coerced, and they had sex, and that was the end of it. She went home the next day, and he was like, where did you go? Who did you do it with? What's going on? Did you really do it? He was just like a whole bunch of bag of questions. I said, man, this guy, is he a woman or what? Like all these damn questions, all in his feelings. It was annoying. I'm like, what is up with this dude with a million and one questions, right? I guess he wanted to find out what was going on because his insecurity was like on the highest level ever. Did he have a bigger did he have a bigger thing than me? Did he go down on you? It was like so much stuff he wanted to know. I'm like, dude, really? Do you really want to know all of this stuff? So I was like, yeah, that was just way too much. Anyway, so basically her and Hassan, she didn't see him for about 2 to 3 years, and then he came back in the picture. They had a homecoming celebration for him at his grandma house, and then he saw her. He still loved her. He's like, oh, Nini's hot. She's still looking good, and everything. So I was like, okay, fine. Nini's still in the picture. He still love her. So it was they had that relationship, but she was very hot and cold with him. She's like, yeah, I want you. I want you. Come be with me. And then she pushing him away. She was like, no, you can't come. You can't come. I don't want you to do this. We can't tell your family. Okay, I understand that he's your husband nephew, and you guys love each other. It's either you want to be with him or you don't. But at the end, I found out why she really was like so hot and cold, but it was a little bit annoying and throughout the entire book because she was playing with his feelings, and I was like, what is wrong with her? I'm like, stop playing with this kid feelings because he's obviously a kid to her. She has 11 years on him. And then at the end of point, at the other end, he was playing with her feelings too because I guess she was kind of a laid back personality. We call that passive. She was very laid back. Everybody wants Nene around. Nene could take care of this. Oh, let's go to Nene. Nene give Nene this child. She'll do it. Just give Nene that child. So she have that personality that people could take advantage of. So that was it. So Assad was doing that because he knew he would always go back to her, and Tavion was doing that. Because how this mofo gonna have another kid and bring the kid to Nene's house because the girl that don't want to take care of the kid? I was like, what in the world? It was crazy, and it was two kids too. It was Tavin and Akio. So Akio was like, oh, he didn't like Tavion. So I was like, oh, he doesn't like his father. He only wanted Nini. But it was just weird, right? So further out throughout the book, Tavion was trying to get back Nene. He's trying everything. He want to sleep in the house, want to sleep in the bed. Oh, you looking good. He want to dance with her, rub up on her. When Assad is on the side, he is fuming. Like he's so mad. So I was like, okay, fine. I get the wishy-washy feelings. I get why he's doing that. But at the end, he's disrespecting her and hurting her feelings. So then she's acting out like she's 5. Like she's being rebellious. I thought that was very childish of the both of them. But eventually they got their act together, and he basically proposed to her. He was like, oh, let's get married. She's like, no. So he's like, okay. So eventually they still go back to their ways, and they're still doing whatever they got to do. So I don't know, something along the way happened, and they went on this trip. And no, before, I'm sorry, back up. Before the trip, they were talking, and then he was like, oh, you're coming to my house after this. She's like, no, you can't come to my house. So he's like, yes, we're gonna be together. You're divorced. You're not married to my uncle anymore. We're gonna be together. So she was very skeptical about it, very iffy. She's like, no, she don't want it. She don't want it. But eventually, Assad got his ways, and he connived, and he convinced her, basically, not connive, convinced her that they're going to be together. So about a few weeks on and off, they were together hanging out, and then they took this trip. I think they went to a Caribbean island, and his friend Zeno and his crew Dido and B, because I cannot pronounce his name, was there, and B is dating Elsie, which is her best friend, and Dido is he's just like a guy that loves Doritos. In the whole book, that's all they talk about was him eating Doritos. So they went on the trip, and he proposed to her, and then the proposal was so funny, guys. You have to read that scene. That entire scene was like hilarious. I was dying. So he proposed to her. She finally accepted. He gave her an empty box. He had another box in his pocket, so he gave her the ring, and she accepted, and they got married on the island. I thought that was sweet. But Elsie posted on Instagram or Facebook. I wish she didn't post it because then she didn't know who was watching her page. But I guess Assad and Nene didn't care at the time because now they admit that they love each other and their relationship was going to be public. So come to find out that one of Assad's uncle, his girlfriend, follows Elsie on Instagram or Facebook, wherever, and found out the picture that she and Assad got married, and told Trevion. Tavion, sorry, told Tavion about it. So he was fuming because he never liked Assad because he's like, oh, Assad is this. He think he better than everybody because he got money. He was just hateful. He was just being a very hateful uncle no matter what. He just didn't want nothing to do with him. So eventually they came back and Nene texts everybody, her kids and Tavion that they're back. And he was like, oh yeah, he was have a stank attitude. He's like he was just upset. So long story short, he said, no, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill Assad. I don't care what happened. So towards the end of the book, he concocted a plan to get Assad killed. But along the way, something went wrong because he ended up kidnapping Nene, and she died. But the way she died was kind of funny. It's like she was in a car accident, and that was it. To me, it was kind of weird because the way she died, I wasn't like, no, she can't just die just like that. He didn't find out till several weeks later that she died, and then he was heartbroken and everything, so he buried her. Me personally, I don't think she's dead, but the author says she's not going to have a book two. Well, she says she's not going to have a series. The book two is going to be about Assad brother. So that's the whole book. However, I did forget a part to tell you. So it turns out that Hassad is technically not related to Tavion or his family. He is basically adopted by them. His mother is a French black lady and his father is Egyptian. He's a white Egyptian. So Assad have two older brothers, a younger sister and a younger brother. His parents were killed, and the twins were kidnapped, and I think one of his brother died. So throughout the book, he's trying to find his family, but in the whole gist of everything that's going on, somebody's out for him and his family. I'm not sure why, but I guess that's how the story continues. He found out that one of his family, one of his brother died, and that some guy named Mr. CJ is looking for him. But Mr. CJ is a mystery. So she said that the author said that she's not gonna do another book, it's not gonna be a series. Our brother's gonna have his own book, but he had more than one brother, so something is going on. But I can't wait to read the rest of it. She said there's a book two coming out, which is his brother. Then there's going to be a Mr. CJ book, so we'll see what happens. I'm sorry guys if I'm rambling, but I try to give you as much details of the book as I can without actually giving you the entire book away. And I suggest you guys read it. If you ever read anything from Ivy Symone, you already know her work. You know how she does. And as I said, it's my first time reading it, and I think she did an awesome job. I really love this book. I'm going to have a picture of the book at the end. So check it out. Ivy Symone, The Bed We Made. Okay? See you guys later.